Community Passageways is a felony diversion program. That's where it started out to be, but it has grown other arms out of it and extended into different other avenues that have to deal with the school to prison pipeline. Our goal is to divert youth and young adults out of the criminal justice system and give them an opportunity to get housing, jobs, apprenticeships, internships, and support systems from the community so that we can put them in a place to be successful. And the reason why I started doing this work is because I grew up in this community. I grew up in the streets. I watched me and my friends go through all kinds of issues of dealing with law enforcement, dealing with poverty in the community, and watching young people grow up through my athletic programs and then ended up out here in the same traps that we fell into. Somebody has to create something. Somebody has to do something to open the door to give these young people an opportunity and let them know that you're not what the system is telling you are. Let's help you grow into who you were supposed to be.
I see myself in these youth. I was in trouble when I was a young individual. I was in the juvenile system. I've done detention time, very short, and I also graduated to the prison system. I just was released less than 2 years ago where I did almost 21 years. So CP Fit is just that. We take a holistic approach. So we're dealing with choices and decisions that kids make. Community Passageways has become the pathway for these individuals. And now they have access to people who really care about them and that will help them through these journey, through these rough times. We hope our young people to realize that your mistakes do not have to define you. It is just that. It is a mistake. It is a poor choice. With our organization, they're not alone. We don't allow that silent pain to be unheard. We see them because we have been them. It takes all of us to raise our kids, and especially our kids who have fallen by the wayside, to pick them back up.
Some time ago, I killed my best friend. I did 27 years straight for that. I am now 180 degrees different than the man-child I used to think I was. In 2020, I was hired as a community ambassador, Deep Dive Division. The creation of Community Passageways came from the audacity to not only want misdemeanors wiped away, but felonies wiped away. If we're given the opportunity to remove these felonies, how do we remove the psychology that created the felony in the first place? We have to now bring that solution and that mechanism into place, and therefore Deep Dive came about. Working in concert with the city of Seattle, we were given, if you will, 25 of these young people. 52 weeks out of a year, we take these young people through this. There's a slew of records that Community Passageways has done in putting these young people back into their communities and in a positive trajectory towards work, towards stable housing, towards better education, and a better community for everybody involved. So today, we have an exciting Weatherwise the Homeless event. Those that are disadvantaged during this holiday season, during this pandemic, some of them haven't been reached by, say, stimulus packages or any unemployment. So what we're trying to do is, we're trying to give these guys something to weatherize them, warm them up. And today, starting at 1 o'clock, we're gonna have this giveaway, 1 to 4. We're just here a little early to make certain that we prep and get everything and everybody excited about this holiday season. That's what we're doing. Last night I had a conversation with the young man, Shamar Slaughter. He is part of Deep Dive, and he recognizes some of the tools that he has. He's the one that I'm gonna be taking at 3 o'clock to go to the interview for and all that, and he's excited about that.
When I was 17, they was trying to give me 67 to 89 months for a gun. And then when I met Dom, he came to support, and they gave me a year on house arrest and threw away the prison time.
When we first got engaged with Shamar, every birthday and every holiday, his mom had to go to a juvenile detention center to spend with him from the age of 9 to 20.
Everybody that I looked up to, like a father figure, or like I could call on, they was already gone, you know? So Dom was that guy. He stepped up major. And Deep Dive, basically, like, we go through a curriculum, like we all get on call every Tuesday and Thursday, and we talk. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dion, but Dion will give us like an assignment, and we'll go look at the assignment, read it, watch the videos, and then we'll discuss it. My main next goal is getting my driver's license, and then Pagliacci's, this job is going. Hopefully I get the job. Those are my next really 2 goals. I got the interview, man. This is my second interview. I went to my first one already, and they was like, good, we want you to come back in. Hopefully I get the job. They want me to just come in pretty much and let them know that I got that, show that I'm ready to work, and I'm ready to work. Basically, it's just like life lessons, you feel me? Every time we get on the call. And then even when we're not on call, these guys call us, you feel me? Every day we call them, so it's just love, you know?
It's a different approach to this work. It's a long-term strategy. It's
not just dealing with the here and now, the gun violence or the incidents that have happened today, but we're looking at the causes, the effects, looking at what's needed right now, and we're also looking at what is needed to maintain those positive results. This approach, what we're doing, it works. We're using individuals who have come from these environments, who have survived these environments, who speak the language, and they're able to reach back out and walk alongside someone who's struggling with those places right now. And not only are they able to speak that language and walk alongside them, but they're also able to guide them in a very real way, where they're understanding their purpose and their worth, and how they can do exactly what that person who's helping them, how they can do that and be that to someone else. And not only how they can do it, but why it's very important for them to do it. Community Passageways, community support team, there's about 4 of us on the team, including Dom, who shows up all the time. There will be 5 of us. Seattle Community Safety Initiative, we have 3 hubs, and we'll all work in partnership and collaboration. We'll have standard operating procedures, standard operating guidelines across the whole web of support, and we'll communicate if we have something jump off. In South Seattle, we communicate with the hub in West Seattle or the Central District and see how we might be able to bring our teams together to alleviate those problems and mitigate any gun violence or retaliatory incidents. I mean, this is hard work, not only hard work, but heart work.
I have been a drug addict for 33 years of my life. I was always told I had a lot of potential, but I never had the opportunity to see where my potential could take me because of my drug usage. I was homeless for 17 years, and I spent time in 5 Illinois state prisons. When I was released in 2012, I said if I can get consistent, I would devote the rest of my life into helping people, not do the same stuff that I did. 2016, I moved to Seattle. I volunteered with Dominique Davis with the Choose 180 program. In January 8th, 2017, we started Community Passageways. I was Dominique's first ambassador. I do what I do is because I don't want to see any kid go through the process that I went through. And kids adapt to me because my story is what captivates them and motivates them into wanting to do right. That's why Armand is so successful right now today, because I took him through the same process. The good thing about it, he's doing this while he's young. He doesn't have to wait till he's 50-something to get his life together. He can start right now, and by the time he's 25, he can be more successful than I am at 59.
I came here when I was 1 and going through a time where I was misguided and I wasn't taking blame for a lot of my own actions, so I got deeper into trouble and getting into bad situations where I shouldn't have been. I lost hope, I lost just faith in being able to get out of my situation, and one day there was Keith. He just came through and was like, all right, I can help you get out of this situation. You just have to follow these steps and do these things, and he put down a whole guideline, a timeline of success. He's like, you do this, and this is where you're gonna end up in. I'm really happy now and proud of myself. And Community Passageways as a resource for helping me get into the work field. And Keith has presented me with an opportunity to get into Safeway because he knows one of the general managers, and he recognized my work ethic as well. So he's gonna help me get into that position, and it's something that I really will be grateful for. In a couple minutes, we're actually about to go head out there and go see what the spot's like. And I know now that all it takes is a push, just some hope from somebody else, and it can go a long way for you. And that's what Community Passageways has provided for me.
On a personal level, it means a lot to me because that used to be me. You know, I was homeless before, actually homeless recently with my kid, and it's kind of like shameful when you don't have support and then you want something, you can't get it, you know what I'm saying? So if you have like a community that steps up and backs you up, it makes stuff so much faster to accomplish, and know that you have a team, you know? I get calls and say, hey, how are you doing? That genuinely want to know how I'm doing. They genuinely want to know if I'm doing okay, and then they find resources for me to be more successful. So it's like, man, if I can do that for other people, it's very much easier to help somebody to overcome that, because you've been there before, and then you can be a living testament. Like, I've been there, done that, now look at me, now I can do it. That means you can do it too. So I feel like I'm an average person. So if this average person can do it, I know that you can do it, with the right support. I just feel like it's more of like a family orientation. So it's like, if you have family here, family out there, is you can't fail, I think community passageways represents realness, and being that they can relate to every scenario. We have coaches with different backgrounds. I think this is something where the community can know that they can be successful and they can attain their dreams. Kind of like, I can find a relatable coach or a relatable person that's like me, and I can see how they're successful, so it's not going to be hard for me to be successful. I believe that if you have the means to help, because we are literally going to the source. If you give it to us, we're giving it out, and then we know exactly where to give it out. We're going straight downtown. We're going straight to where the problem is, you know what I'm saying? So we also get referrals from the community too, letting us know where the problem is. How can we help the community if we don't even know what's the problem with the community? So if the community's letting us know where exactly the problems are, we can help deal with that. We're gonna go downtown, we're gonna go to Rainier, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to the schools that are most impacted. If you have the means, your money is going to legitly go to the source of the problem.
We have to be able to sustain the rental assistance that we're doing and the food assistance and utility assistance we're doing. That budget is getting really small. So we need more resources to make sure we can provide that. But we also need to make sure that these people that are doing this work, and the way it's taxing on them, the hours that we have to keep, it's hard on you. And we need to be able to pay them a good living wage. These are the people that are out taking care of the people that are being marginalized and disenfranchised. Then these are the people that need to be able to take care of themselves. They don't need to be stressing about where they're gonna live and how they're gonna eat. We need to do that for our community, because we're out here with our sleeves rolled up, grinding it out, dealing with all the trauma.
If you have the means, your money is going to legitly go to the source. Instead of talking about it, be about it, So if you have a problem, give, and we can put the resources there and we can get it done.
It's not a job. It's, for many of us, it's part of our purpose for being. It's part of who we are.
Here's why money needs to be given to this community-based organization, because the system just perpetuates what's happening. The criminal justice system has not worked. It's not the answer. We have to start looking at this from a different frame of mind and go, how do we stop the bleeding? The thing that helps somebody put down a gun, stop gangbanging, stop selling drugs, and stop being in the streets, and stop going back and forth to prison, is when you give them a plan, a career opportunity, and housing and support. You give them something in place of that. So we need the resources to build this program up, build the process up to a point where we can literally pull people out of the fire of survival mode and put them in the stream, in the water, in the ocean of success.